What's up, Foundation? What's up, YouTube? Man, it's me, your big partner, Cartoon 5-3. Man, I'm back again. Back again. Man, I'm back again. Well, look here. Hey, man. What was that? Anyway, yeah, story time. Story time. Y'all know, Foundation Nation, man. Y'all better come get them shirts. Just jump in the Instagram, hit me in the DM. You gonna get them. Boy, they going like hotcakes. Hotcakes. Anyway, look though. You got dudes, man, that just because they are a part of a gang, don't make them scary. It don't make them scary. It don't make them like they looking for protection. It don't make them look like they need help. None of that. You got dudes that are a part of something just because they grew up in that area and they're a part of it, but they got a warrior spirit. They got a killer in their heart, in their chest, point blank. They riders. Every set got at least one. Every set got at least one, man. Every set has at least one. But on top of that, you got some dudes that ride solo dolo. Don't care nothing about no group. Don't care nothing about no help. They don't care nothing about any of that because they come up in the trenches of whatever city, state, hood, section, area, wherever they may be from. They got that indomitable warrior gladiator spirit. Now, you know, I used to always hear people coming up, man, I'm a soldier. Man, I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier. You know? Okay. And then it went from being I'm a soldier to, man, I'm a warrior. I'm a warrior. Of course, a soldier is one thing, and a warrior is something different. A warrior is a kind of step above. You know? You have soldiers, then you have warriors. Then, as time went on, I remember I used to start saying, man, I'm a gladiator. Whew, a gladiator. Now, if anybody know anything about history, know anything about warrior classes, you know a soldier's a soldier, a warrior is a warrior, but a gladiator is something different. A gladiator is a person who fights for their life every day. A gladiator is a person who's put in a position to where he got to get down for his grits and gravy. Y'all know, y'all seen the old movies, the gladiators, they come out. You know, I'm quite sure a lot of times y'all heard me say 2 go in, but 1 come out. See, in them old gladiator movies, they lived to fight every day. They never knew if the next day was going to be their last. But now when they got in that pit, when they got in that square, they got in that arena, they was giving it all they got because they wanted to live and they wasn't scary. They was gladiators. Wasn't no 2 of them, 3, 4, 5 army of them. No, it was just them fighting against whatever the powers that be put in front of them. A gladiator. They knew they had one thing to do and one thing only to do. That's when you came out that little square and got in that pit, you had to kill or be killed. You had to do it. Gladiator had that mentality. Wasn't finna bar nothing. Wasn't scared of anything. No, none of that. 1-on-1, a mano-y-mano. Let's do this. I don't care. I don't care what the opposition is. I don't care how many it is. I'm coming out to get down for my grits and gravy. I'm finna get down because my skin is tender and I do not want it tenderized. You know? So, yeah, a gladiator. And I've witnessed many, during my time in prisons, no matter where the prisons may have been, I've witnessed a lot of gladiators, y'all. I witnessed a lot of gladiators. Dudes that I tagged, oh, that's a gladiator right there. Oh, yeah, he a gladiator. You know? Because I used to call myself a gladiator. You know, I love that mentality. 2 go in, 1 come out. May the best man win. May the best man win. You know? Whoever got the best skills, who got the best luck, or whoever got the best whatever. The smartest, the strongest, the swiftest, the grimiest, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He coming in there to win, y'all. Man, I seen a gladiator one day when I was in Alabama prison system, man. Old school dude. This is around when I first came to the system, when I first got locked up. Hit the prison system in Alabama. I seen this dude. Boy, look here. This old school dude, now at the time, I was in my 30s, so this dude right here had to been in his 50s. And this was back in the 90s. So he had to been in his, like, I say late 40s or early 50s. You know what I'm saying? He had been down a long time. By the time I hit the system, he had been down a while. Didn't play the radio. Didn't care nothing about what you was talking about. None of that. You know what I'm saying? What he wanted, he went after. And it was going to be what it was going to be. Or see. You know? You was going to have to do him because he was going to try to do you. Would you put him in the bully category? No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. He didn't really go out his way to mess with people. He didn't mess with weaker people, period. He was one of them old school cats that didn't understand the gang thing. He didn't understand the youngsters grouping up to pack a dude out or come together on whatever little gang thing they was like. He was one. Y'all know them old type that don't like that. You know what I'm saying? They don't like it. Gang bangers. I don't care nothing about no gang bangers. I'll bust it up. Mess with me if you want to. I'll bust it up. He was one of them type. You know? Yeah. But he was a go-getter though. His thing is he had a drinking problem. Old school had a drinking problem. Now I'm gonna call him Buck. Buck, I ran into years later. I ran into some of Buck's nephews. Well, a nephew in prison. So I'm not gonna shoot his name out there, but we gonna call him Buck. You can call him Uncle Buck if you want. Call him Gangster Buck, me. But we just gonna call him Buck. Man, listen, Buck had a drinking problem. Buck money wasn't always right. No, it wasn't always right. But now Buck was gonna pay his debts. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't gonna try to beat you out of nothing. But you wasn't just gonna talk to Buck no any type way, and you wasn't gonna do whatever you wanted to do with Buck. No, Buck wasn't on that one. Don't piss him off now, cause he'd go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And I witnessed him one day. Oh yeah, I witnessed him one day. Yeah. Look, Buck had a drinking problem. He liked that prison whiskey. You know, in Cali, we call it Pruno. In Alabama, they call it Julep. So he liked that prison whiskey, y'all. And he would get it, and he would always pay you if he had the money to pay you. If he didn't really have the money to pay you, he would ask for it, or you know, whatever, however it took place. But he wanted something to drink, and he would always try to play fair about you. You know what I'm saying? If his money was short, I guess he'd try to give you IOUs, or I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But that situation like that, what got him in trouble this day? He went to the Bloods. Now, he didn't know where he was going. He didn't know that these dudes were Bloods. He didn't know, you know, he was, you know, borrowing from a group, a gang, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He just knew some little youngsters was around there, made some good whiskey, and he wanted some. He wanted to get him a little taste, you know? He wanted, you know, get his mind right. Pull his nuts up out the sand or something, you know? I guess he had went to him. You know, this part of it I'm giving to you from asking questions about the incident afterwards. You know what I'm saying? So I cannot give you exact verbiage of what was said. I cannot give you word for word. But I could give you the gist of it from me asking questions or hearing people talk about it after the fact. But what was supposed to have happened was he knew the little youngsters made some good whiskey because the word was around the camp. You know, these dudes right here made good whiskey. And so with him sleeping in the block with him, well, with one of them, he go to him. And, you know, he was trying to get some whiskey. But Buck money was not right at the time. It wasn't right. It was not right. But now as people will do, they loan stuff out on consignment. So they gave Buck a gallon of whiskey. Now at that time, a gallon of whiskey was about six, depending on you made 6 gallon, you made 6 top whiskey or 7. Depending on which one you made, you was gonna either pay 6 tops or 7 tops. Now for y'all who don't know what tops are, those are rolling the packs of rolling tobacco with the papers in there, you roll them yourself. They got tops, or it was Bucklers at first, then it transferred over to tops. Or, you could, bags of coffee. 5, 6 bags of coffee. Whichever one you chose to use. They was all good. So anyway, I believe Buck done got these young boys whiskey on consignment with a promissory note of payment at a later date. Cool. Time goes on. I believe when it came time for Buck to pay the youngsters, Buck didn't have the money. Now these youngsters want their money, man. These youngsters want their money. They young. They running around. They into everything. They want to buy weed. They want to do whatever they doing. And they want their money. And sometimes, youngsters being as youngsters are, they understanding kind of get zero. And they patience gets short. So Buck didn't have their money when he was supposed to have it. Whatever the conversation back and forth between them on that issue there, I don't know. I can't tell you. Time goes on. Buck, the next store they come, Buck didn't have their money, man. And I believe one of the youngsters popped off and told Buck something along the lines of, "Hey, look here, old school man, you need to have that money on such and such and such and such, or we gonna do something to you." Woo! Blue flag on the plate. Blue flag on the plate. That was something you couldn't tell Buck. What you was gonna do to him? Buck from the old school, y'all. Buck was from the old school. Buck number from the prison number I had versus the prison number Buck had. Buck had the guy locked up in the late 70s or the early 80s. The late 70s or the early 80s, because this was around 1997 when this took place. Buck had been down since the late 70s or early 80s, somewhere up in there. So Buck had that old school killer mentality. You feel what I'm saying? Old school gangster. You can't tell them type folks you gonna do something to them. Now these little young boys of today, they so used to woofing, woo 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 woo, and pop jawing. In Alabama they call it what they call it heating, HEAT, heating, or heating, heat or heating, ing. You'll hear dudes arguing all the time. "Hey man, I ain't finna do no heating with you. I ain't finna do no heating with you." And at first it used to be weird to me when I would hear it, but then as time goes on, I started understanding they call it heating because that hot breath out your mouth. You sitting there woofing and talking, and all that hot breath coming out your mouth, heating up the atmosphere. A lot of times you'll hear dudes say, "Heating, I ain't finna do no heating with you." Then they start saying can heating, like you selling wolf tickets in the can. Pop the top on it and just let all the wolfing. "Man, I ain't finna do no can heating with you." All that can eating, that was their words. But anyway, Buck wasn't the type. He wasn't finna do no woofing with you, no heating or whatever you want to call it, no idle threats and all that old crazy mess. No. They told Buck what they was gonna do. Now, for the way the situation played out, Buck might have thought they was just talking. Because Buck didn't go into battle mode like he would usually do. Now listen, young boys out there, y'all, let's listen to this video. You little youngsters that's on y'all way to prison. Yeah, because there's a lot of y'all that's listening to me right now. Y'all on y'all way to prison. Ain't the only thing ain't beat you was the headlights on the police car. Because y'all don't be listening to me. Y'all still out there doing what you do And y'all gonna continue to do what you do. And I understand it because I did the same thing. I didn't want to listen. And I was a product of my environment doing what I do in them streets. And eventually it landed me in prison. The same way it's going to do with y'all. Some of y'all, now, I might reach one or two of y'all. Y'all like, hey, man, Big Tune, man, I'm going to listen to him. I'm going to stop doing this. But a whole lot of y'all like, man, that old fool ain't talking about nothing, man, with that gray beard. You know, he ain't talking about nothing. All right, you right. I ain't talking about nothing to you. to you. But anyway, these are the type of shenanigans that go on that you gonna run across. Ain't nothing fair about it. Ain't spit fair in prison. Don't nobody care about no fair play, no none of that. They gonna get you the best way they can get you, however they can get you. If it's from the back, they will come from the back. They put the razor right here, and they will bring it all the way around right here. You know, give you a whole nother mouth. You got this mouth, and you got this mouth. Hey, man, it's a wicked world, and I done seen it. But anyway, them boys come for buck, man. Them boys come for buck. They come 4 deep. They come 4 deep. And they was loaded for bear. All of them was heated. All of them was strapped. Now, I'm quite sure they did their homework. They knew what they was dealing with. They know what they were dealing with when they came to get Buck. They know Buck wasn't going out like that. They know Buck wasn't nothing to play with. They know Buck was an old school killer, man. And he wasn't scared. Now, the one who lived in the block with Buck, who he initially got the whiskey from, he hadn't been in the block all day. He'd been down the hallway with his partners. Needless to say, they was down there plotting and planning on the attack. Buck was oblivious to it. He was oblivious to it. I guess in his mind, he thought they was playing. Man, listen, Buck was on the top tier in a dude's cell. He was on the top tier in a dude's cell. The door came open for an inline. Either the yard was opening, no, the yard was closing, and people was coming in from the yard. Everybody was going to their respective units. The 4 boys came in, boom, and when they stopped, my spidey senses went off when I seen all 4 of them come through the door, because they looked it like they was up to something, you know. They had the battle gear on. Coming from the yard, and it's hot. Ain't nobody coming from the yard with a beanie on, a coat, pants, boots laced up, and gloves. No. That's I'm gonna get you sucker gear right there. You know, that I'm coming to deal with you. Battle gear. So I'm sitting in the back day room and I peep it. I'm like, dang. Now, needless to say, I didn't know what it was about, but I know them cats right there look like they looking for somebody. And I'm looking, I'm like, dang, you know, I don't know it's Buck. I don't know the situation at the time. I just don't know. 2 dudes went downstairs. They came downstairs. 2 dudes went up on the second tier. They looking. They don't know Buck in one of them cells up top. So now the 2 dudes that came up top, it's like a horseshoe. It comes around. You got cell 1, and it'll come all the way around in a horseshoe to cell 12. You know what I'm saying? Then you got another downstairs, cell 13, come all the way around cell 24. That's just one block right there on that side. You got 4 different blocks like that in a building. Okay. The 2 that came up top, they came all the way around from 1, and they had made it. They was just looking around, and they had made it to 12 cell. But now, walking past cells, you can't just look in those cells because dudes block their windows out. They got what's called blockers. So they don't know. They looking in whatever cells that they can look in, and they looking for Buck. I don't know who they looking for at the time, but they looking for Buck. So bang, Buck came out of cell 6. That's the last cell before it starts making that turn. It's boom. He came out of cell 6, And I couldn't see him, but I heard his voice. I guess when he came out, he seen the little youngsters and he peeped they was on some BS. So I heard Buck voice say, "Man, y'all looking for me? Y'all call yourself looking for me?" So the two little youngsters that was around in front of 12, they look. They like, "Yeah, yeah, we looking for you. You ain't got that money, man. Yeah, we looking for you." So now the two that went downstairs, they come running. They finna come up the stairs. They going up the stairs. So now Buck in the middle. Buck in the middle. You got two on this side of Buck. You got Buck. Then you got two coming at him on this. They coming at him like this here. And Buck in the middle. Boom. Them boys come up with them knives. They come up with them knives. Now Buck ain't no fool. I guess Buck kind of peeped that. Okay, now I might not, hey, I need me a little maneuvering room. You know what I'm saying? Them boys was going to slaughter Buck up on that top tier, man. Man, all of a sudden, you heard some boom, 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 boom. Now you got bars. You ain't got the gates. You can go over the tier or whatever. This second tier is not that high up anyway. You know what I'm saying? We used to hang out the bars and boom, just drop all the way down to the first tier like it wasn't nothing, just doing stuff. So anyway, you could tell it's a certain noise that it make when you hitting them bars, when you grabbing them rails. Doom, 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 doom. Next thing you know, you seen a body just drop. Boom! Buck just dropped down. Boom! Boom. He landed on his feet and he kind of rolled a little bit. And he got up. I guess he figured bump that, but now Buck lived downstairs. When Buck landed downstairs, he kind of rolled a little bit, but he got up and he ran his cell. Buck stayed in 9 cell. 9 cell downstairs. Was that 9 cell or 3 cell? One of them cells. But he stayed right there about 2 cells before you get to the shower. 9, 10, 11, 12, or 8 cells. One of them cells. But anyway, he stayed right there. So now, I guess he kind of surprised them boys. They didn't think he was going over their tier, but it didn't make them no difference. They out for blood. And they coming. Youngsters coming, man. When Buck rolled and rolled up, he shot straight to the cell and boom the door. Boom. Boom the door back. Man, them boys come down the tier and they go to Buck cell. They go to Buck cell. Now you would think that the police would be down on all this. They would be saying, man, that's why I be telling people, man, when I first got locked up in Alabama, when I looked around the prison, I said, man, this place is a death trap. Security is loose. All type of shenanigans and stuff can go on. Police don't care. And not that they just don't care. They don't care. I'm going to leave it at that. They don't give a dang. Because if they on the other side of the cube looking out over the day room in that block that's across from us, they not going to know what's going on this block until a whole bunch of noise is made. Now, Buck just dropping down like that wasn't enough noise to bring the police over there. Anyway, man, them boys, they come down and they come to Buck's cell. Buck's cell locked tight, window blocked out. So now people in the day room, they up, we looking. You know what I'm saying? A couple of dudes done come to their cell doors and looking out. They trying to see, man, what's going on all this out here? Because they heard Buck hollering, you looking for me? You looking for me? Okay. Man, listen. I say about 5 minutes go by. Dude at the door, one of the youngsters at the door like, hey, old school, man, come on out here and get your medicine, man. Come on out here and get your medicine. If you don't get it now, you're going to get it later. You think you taking something, you ain't taking nothing from us. You ain't taking nothing. Come on out here and get your medicine. About 5 minutes went by. Buck came out to get his medicine, man. Buck came out to get his medicine. Man, listen. The dudes had backed up away from Buck's cell door. The TV benches are right there. TV benches right there in front of his door. So now they right there. They posted up on the benches. They posted up. They made they mind, man, we ain't going nowhere till we get this old fool. We ain't going nowhere. Now, it was a lot of other words unbeknownst to me that was passed that pushed this situation to this point. It was a lot of woofing going back and forth that I didn't know about that made all parties involved feel disrespected. So look, about 5 minutes go by, They right there. They sweating that cell though. They didn't have to sweat it long. They didn't have to sweat it long. Now they could have tried to holler at the Cube, roll 8 cell or whatever. I'm just calling 8 cell. I can't remember what cell it was. Roll 8 cell. But now when the police roll 8 cell, they gonna stand there and look because they want to see who going in that cell if you really live in that cell. If they're regular police, they know who live in these cells. So they don't want that type of drama. They don't want the police in their mix. They want to handle their business. So they don't say that. They're just gonna wait. They're gonna wait. About 5 minutes go by, y'all. About 5 minutes go by. Listen, man, buck cell door come open. Poof. When it come open hard. Hit the wall. Boo! Now, of course, that alerted the police in the queue. But now, don't nobody care. They you know, the parties that are involved, they don't care. Hey, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Or see. Man, Buck kicked that door. Boom! It flew over. Yeah. Boom! Buck come out. Man, Buck loaded for bear. He ready. You talk about a gladiator. You what? You talk about a gladiator. Man, listen. Man, Buck got a knife in one hand. It looked like King Leonidas from 300 had that knife. In the other hand, he got his whole blanket. He got a whole blanket. He got the blanket somehow, some way kind of hooked right here. I don't know how it was, but it ended up falling off. And it's coming, and he holding it right here. We can hold it up like it's a shield, but it ain't nothing but a thick blanket. But I understand the concept. You'd be surprised. Remember I told y'all before how to defend yourself against a knife. I don't care about the next person having the knife. Just let me have a coat, a sheet, a big thick towel, a blanket, something like that I can maneuver with, and I'm finna work with them. You know what I'm saying? Go on, have your knife. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna deal with you in a real way. But anyway, man, Buck came out. He had it. He had that knife, and he went to holler, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. He didn't have to wait long because them youngsters came straight at him. Man, listen, I'm like looking like, oh wait. All four of them had knives. Buck had his. Man, Buck swinging. They at him. Man, Buck he blocking and trying to throw blankets up. He swinging. They coming in and coming out. But now, you know, Buck a old gangster. You know, them youngsters, they come to handle their business, but they didn't have that killer instinct like Buck had. Man, Buck was fresh off a scene from Mortal Kombat. But they tried. They at him. They didn't hit Buck. Boop, boop, boop. They didn't hit Buck, but now Buck didn't hit them. The first one Buck hit, he was out of there. I quit. No. Oh, what? That hurt. Y'all didn't tell me this was going to hurt. What? No. If he didn't know his skin was tender, he knew then because Buck just tenderized it. Man, them other three, they had him. Of course, the police in the queue, he didn't hit the code. People that was in the day room, they jumping up, they running, they moving out the way, trying to get up the wall. They don't want to get hit with this knife. They own it. Poo poo. Man, Buck going for what he go. Now, I know for a fact, I seen them boys hit Buck about 3-4 times. They hit him about 3-4 times. Buck hit 2 of them real nice. I'm talking about something real nice. A Father's Day gift, you know? Yeah. Boom. Police come running in. They come running in. Y'all know what happened after that. You know, everybody out the way. Police put them sticks and mace on them fools. Got them all cuffed up. Carted them all to jail. And when I say jail, I mean the whole lockup. That was just another day in the Alabama prison system. You know, it wasn't nothing spectacular. It wasn't nothing ooh-wee. None of that. You know, now something like that happened in a California prison. Oh, man, we lined to be locked down. Ain't no telling how long till you get your next Christmas package. Alabama prison, locked down, you back out the cell an hour later. They done got all combatants, carted them off to jail. Man, we back out an hour later. It ain't nothing. Mop the blood up, clean it up, whop. within the next couple of hours, one of the shift office runner, they gonna come, go to bucc sale, go to whoever sale, pack all their property up, put it on the cart, take the cart all the way over there to lockup, give them their stuff, and that's that. Sitting around waiting for the next one, you know? But anyway, that's what's going on, youngsters. So go on up in there if you want to. You know what I'm saying? With your tough talk. I say, you ain't got that 9. You ain't got that AR with the switch on it or however, whatever y'all be putting them switches on. But anyway, yeah, that's me, man. Your big partner, Cartoon 53, man. Man, y'all stay safe, man. Stay above ground. And always remember, man, I represent the gangsters. Them Avalon gangsters, to be exact. Peace. I'm out.
Gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie, gangsta boogie. Ain't nobody gangsta boogie. 4, 2, 1, man. 4, 2, 1, man.